Well, we could have shot in many places in your house today, Al, but we decided to do it in the living room because it looks great out there. But we had to show this room as well. This is where all your guitars and your albums, your gold and platinum albums, your Juno Award are. So why don't you tell us a little bit about them?
Oh, shall we go clockwise?
Well,
you know, as the man once said, all you really need is one more guitar and one more car. So I guess the collection just keeps going here. Some of them are significant more than others. That was one of the first. They called this a thin line. Keith Richards had this same model, an early one. You can hear that one and Let It Bleed really well. And I've always been a Gibson Firebird fan ever since day one. So my dad bought me one when I was 14 years old, and it got smashed up in delivery.
So Richards, I guess, was a big influence on you.
Well, yeah, Keith with the 5-string. There's a couple of guitars around here that had the 5-string tuning on them and stuff, but I had to get as many Firebirds as I could. They've got a secret sauce in them, you know, that's a one-piece neck-through 4-inch plank there with the wings glued on for the body. And there's a very special bluesy sound out of one pickup, and that's mismatched. You get kind of a Telecaster thwack out of that one. So you can never have too many Firebirds. And then it just keeps going, doesn't it? A pie plate resonator dobro.
Isn't that the one you used when we did the benefit in February?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great sound. I love it. The sound of the slide on that dobro.
Yeah, yeah. Really specializing in.
You're a great slide player, by the way. It isn't easy to play slide.
Oh,
do you like Johnny Winter?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I love Johnny Winter too.
Very
big influence on me.
Yeah, early influence. Yeah. And you know the usual stuff. You know the Les Paul Juniors and that kind of stuff. You got to have that stuff and J45s and that sort of thing. And I guess it just keeps going here. I'm
going to get out of your way.
Oh, help me out here. They're reissuing these original 1959, 58, 59 Flying V. So I didn't want to get one of the later ones with the stop tail bridge. You have to have the Cadillac tailpiece with the strings coming out the back. And always been a Pete Townsend fan, so you got to have a Rickenbacker 360, or just life isn't complete, is it? But a couple of rarities over here. You might have seen there's a picture of Brian Jones of the Stones in 1964-65. He had a prototype Vox Mark III. It was called the Teardrop. And later on, Vox were making them with 4 pickups and whammy bars and too many volume controls. But you'll never see one with just the one volume and the one tone and the kind of knife switch on them and just the 2
And there's
pickups.
only 100 of these, correct?
Yeah, this was a reissue of Vox America. Did a run of these in 1998. They made 100 of these, and I searched for 20 years before I found this thing. I found it online. It was in a pawn shop in South Central Los Angeles, and I got on the phone right away, and I just blurted. I said, "Teardrop Vox Mark III. My name's Al, Vancouver, Canada, Prism, must have, Brian Jones fan." And the guy said, "Calm down, Al, it's yours."
Cool.
So he knew what it was, and he said, I didn't want to sell this to some surf punk band, you know. He says, I wanted to sell it to somebody who actually knew the connection, you know, just knew the heritage. So he said, okay, and he put it away for me. And
now, is this another slide guitar here?
Yeah,
Very different looking.
A Prism fan gave me that. That's a 1955 Carvin lap steel. But as you point out, you know, you can either play Hawaiian Don Ho songs on it, or it's a very bluesy sounding one pickup assembly. Very simple guitars, but yeah, they rock. You put that through a Marshall amp and wake up the neighbors.
Yeah, it looks mean.
Yeah, oh, it rocks. It really bites. It's got a grungy sound. And I accidentally sold off all my basses, but I kept this one because it's got a very ringing lucite body. It gives it a very piano-like tone. So if I find myself playing bass on recordings and stuff, I'll just go to that.
Yeah.
And you know, then there's what they call the video guitars, you know, the old Dan Electros and stuff. Well, there's 5 strings. There's your swamp blues open G tuning right there.
No, there's only 5 strings.
Yeah, yeah. So there's some company down in the southern states that make 5-string Telecasters. Like there's only 5
and how does that give the guitar a different sound having less strings?
Well, so you've got a G, and then D, another G, and then a B, and a D. So that's your. But
it's like, is there an advantage to playing a 5-string guitar?
Well, if I had a slide in my hand, I just cut my finger slicing watermelon here, so I probably won't do it justice. But it gives you that ring. Your chord shapes are forced to be a certain way. If I don't bleed on this thing, but that's. You know, there's open, sympathetic.
Well, you know you're suffering for your art when your fingers are bleeding all over the neck of the guitar.
And when somebody says which finger, you don't want to do this, you know, the middle one. So, but anyway, you might have heard that those chord shapes sound very familiar.
Oh yeah, Stonesish.
Yeah. Oops.
Did you like Frankie Miller?
Yeah.
Like Frankie Miller?
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
there's another artist I love.
London bluesman, yeah.
Yeah.
So that just forces you to play a certain way, and of course for slide, of course, it's just glorious. But yeah, your chord shapes will come out differently with that kind of stuff. And right now I'm waiting for a Gretsch Billy Bow, the Bo Diddley Billy Gibbons guitar. I found one in Houston, Texas, and they're shipping it right now. So we'll have to make room.
That's great. Well, why don't we stop and go around these lights here and go to Al's albums.
Are we here?
Yeah. So these are all your albums, all your accomplishments over your career, and it hasn't stopped yet. You're still creating music, right?
And you too, my friend. You know how that works, and your wall's probably a lot bigger than mine.
I don't think so. But we do it for the love of it. We do it for writing music and entertaining people. But tell us about these albums, please.
Well, you know, they actually owe us a few. there's a few missing, and that obelisk up there, there's one of those missing too. But I guess those were the days, weren't they, when they'd give you this kind of...
Can you believe that? The Juno people didn't send the Juno to them.
Yeah, they owe us another one. The producer of the year, album of the year, but with the group of the year is the one I don't have. I think you can order them, can't you? Are they on Amazon? But the funny thing we used to do, if one fell off the wall and the glass broke, you'd put it on the turntable and try to play it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes, if you know which album it is of yours, you say, hey, wait, isn't there 5 or 6 songs on it? And you look at the bands, and sometimes it wouldn't be your album, you know? It would be Anne Murray's greatest hits.
Or Slim Whitman.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure about these ones, but some of them are just spray painted gold leaf or something, and it's...
I don't know how they did that, the process.
I don't know, but yeah, you know, it could be summer hits by the Beach Boys for all I know.
It's funny because sometimes you see these turn up at auctions.
That's true, yeah.
And because when you'd get a gold and platinum album, you'd give it to the radio station, and then the radio station go belly up, or the record store go belly up, wherever you gave it to, and they pawn it off on, I don't know, eBay or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen them at auctions, all sorts of albums. Not ours, thank God.
But yes, I know Ron Tabak, Lord rest him, our singer, one of his turned up somewhere, you know, just out there somewhere, and it does happen.
And actually, the ones I saw, the one I saw an April Wine album go at Gardner's auctions in London. I think it only went for $75, believe it or not.
Wow.
That guy got a deal. I just missed coming to the auction, or I probably would have bought it.
Yeah. We may want to buy our own stuff back. Well, Tom Lavin, who was in our band near the beginning, had some of the Prism ones, and he just decided it's time, you know, just scale down and clear out the attic and all that kind of stuff. So I understand that he got $3,000 for them. So that now you know how much you're worth, you know, that kind of thing.
Well, there was a point in my life, if I could have melted them down, I would have.
Yes, indeed, yeah. Could I pay the rent with that? So yeah.
Have we gotten everything? You know, I wanted to ask you about this. You're an honorary Calgarian. And you even got the hat. It looks too big for your head, though.
Yeah, that's a...
What does this mean?
I guess they decided that we're allowed in Calgary.
So do you get in the Stampede like for free or something?
Or you don't get any parking tickets in Calgary downtown, something like that.
Randy and I jumped the fence one time at that Stampede.
Well, you need one of these.
I think I was stoned in acid.
Well, if it happens again, I'll lend you that. Yeah, I don't know. It was a very nice gesture, you know. I guess it's the Chamber of Commerce decide that you're okay.
Is that where you're born, Calgary?
No, not at all. No, we just played there a lot. I guess that must be why they're so nice.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of stuff. So.
Well, they never did it for me, Al.
Well, let's get him on the phone here. Hey, you
Yeah,
guys.
I can go, yeah, just as good as anybody else. Seriously, I love playing Alberta.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite places to play.
Western hospitality, brother. Yeah. And then I guess from there we start getting into the silly cars. And those are all outside, or some of them are.
Well, listen, thanks for everything today.
Oh, hey,
We're going to have to catch the ferry in a little while. But it was great, wasn't it? Hey?